Well, I came out this morning to do some fertilizing and got caught up with a project. Now, I didn't take a beginning photo of the cage or the hoop, rather, before I started, but you can imagine. Yeah, there's a lot. And they're getting tall. There's another pile over there. Heirlooms are coming along pretty well. Getting nice, thick stalk development. And everyone's looking very good. Even the ones that are developing abnormally. If this is in fact abnormal, because I seem to have quite a few. I think they're cool. Supposedly you're only supposed to get about 10 to 20 fruit per vine, but yeah, I'm not going to have that problem. I've got vines that are starting to cross over as the children grow. That's my succession plan, is just to let those do their thing. And then as these vines ripen up, these are watermelons here, and I think these are getting pretty close. They're starting to get white. So I think we're going to start seeing some breakout here soon. But these got really busy, and that is all from that. So I saved as many as I could. I had some decent vines here, so I'm going to see if I can get those to start, and then we'll propagate those elsewhere in the yard. Taking another vine off of that one, starting here, and then as this one grows, I'll bring it over this way and then come up, similar to what I did with that one there. And over here, these are starting to get pretty old, these leaves. They're hanging in there. And the fruit, I mean, relative to the size of my hand, they are good sized. And I'm curious to see when these start to break out. Yeah, that jungle of tomatoes back there is from that vine right there. Look at that. All the way up that stalk. This is crazy. And we work our way out to the yellow pears, and at first I didn't think that they were doing very well, and then all of a sudden this vine right here went that way in a week and a half. 2 weeks maybe. I fertilize every 7 days, pretty much on the nose. So I think these things just finally got established like their home, because now I'm starting to get a bunch of children from the base, which is what I want. Still not getting any from the black cherries though. That's kind of a bummer. But the yellow pears are looking good. Cherokee purple heirlooms are looking good. Watermelon's looking good. So this took me to clear out all of this probably about 2 hours. Oop, there's some more there too. I took a little bit off of these guys because they were growing more vines instead of allowing them just to be deaded. Oh, thank you. It's good to see you. Taking a break. But we do have a lot of new vine growth over here on this one that I broke accidentally. So again, these are going to transition over to these two trellises, or these two poles here, and just go up here. So Should be able to finish the summer out strong. These are starting to ripen pretty rapidly now. And then I've got just a ton of new growth in there that I'm going to have to deal with a little bit later. But that's a different project. And then the poblano put on a lot of growth. It's doing really well. That's going to go on a pole here soon. That little support's not going to do much for it here in a minute. And then all of our jalapenos are doing really well. I got rid of a bunch of dill here in the middle and opened up some space. So that should help with airflow and sunlight. We have a few banana peppers. And they seem to be doing well. Over here is our potatoes. And our aubergines are coming in. We've already harvested 2 off of this plant. One off of that one and 1 off of this one. These guys have got some yellow spotting and some mildew. So we're gonna have to deal with that today in the cooler part of the day. We don't want to do it now. But the fairy tales are really doing a nice job of being prolific like they're supposed to be. Flowers everywhere. So I haven't looked this up yet, but I'm hopeful that this isn't anything serious. They are getting fertilized today, so if that is what it is, then I should take care of it. Sweet potato. Took over pretty much the whole bed. And the catnip is flowering. We don't care about grass here, just the plants. Our red bell peppers. And then these are the Rapunzels. And they are starting to get very busy on their cage as well. And I just did them last weekend. But we were getting beautiful strings of fruit. Very nice. And then these guys struggled quite a bit. But we are starting to see some fruit. And these are lilac. Bell peppers. I had to move these guys out to a little bit more sun. They were getting too much moisture. But it looks like we're finally getting some ripening. So we might be able to pull these here pretty soon. And those are gypsy peppers. And over here we've got yellow bells. Lots of new growth here. And we're gonna have to get these guys stood up. This one's looking a little sad. So we'll check the moisture. Yeah. We're starting to get some mildew on that, so we'll have to get these guys cleaned out. Up underneath here. And then we'll treat later on tonight with everything else. It's been really humid last couple of days and even today yet, so we'll get some supports for these guys and get them stood up and get them aired out. These are the Sugar Rush, and they are coming along nicely, finally getting some that we can ripen up. And the orange bells. Orange bells seem to be doing the best of all of the plants. Even though they're heavily leaved, they don't seem to be stressing about it too much. So they seem to be doing really well. Mint is flowering. And then this monstrosity. This is that experiment that we decided to embark on. So now, I think maybe later on tonight, when it's cooler, I'll come out here and I'll start stretching all these out along here, getting them pulled out along the trellis, because they're starting to vine pretty heavy now, and that's good. This one's got lots of stuff going on, and that's what I want. I want to be able to pin that against the trellis and just have it take over the entire area. I had to put this here to provide some shade. The basil and the other plants were just getting scorched, along with the tomatoes, in this heat. In this corner of the yard, it gets sunlight all day long. So as soon as the sun eclipses that and goes down over there, which is about 8:30 at night, there's sun on that corner all day, which is why that tree is dead. It's not going to make it. The rest of this stuff seems to be doing okay, but the summer has been really wet and then really hot, and that's what you get. No matter how much you water. Poor things. Even the maple's stressing out. And then we get to the epic fail bed. Everything over here has powdery mildew, and that's just in the last 24 hours. So we'll be treating that today as well. And that's it. Thanks for joining.